Did you know that neuroscientists can read an animal's imagination? Although experimental tests have largely focused on rats, there is scientific proof to show that neuroscience can be used to stimulate mental activity and read an animal's imagination. It's not surprising, therefore, that neuroscience is increasingly growing in popularity across different fields of practice. For instance, organizational leaders are embracing the use of neuroscience in their efforts to influence human behavior for more desirable outcomes. But what exactly is neuroscience? According to Schaufenbuhl in 2014, neuroscience is a study of how the nervous system works. In other words, this field of science focuses on the development, structure and functionality of the nervous system to understand why people behave the way they do. Neuroscience combines with other disciplines to provide valuable insights into the thoughts and sensory responses of human beings. Consequently, the discipline makes it possible to understand and predict human behavior. Initially, neuroscience was classified as a subdiscipline of biology. It was much more concerned with cellular and molecular processes of the nervous system, and scientists advanced their experiments in areas such as genomic sequencing in the 1960s. The discipline then progressed to developmental neuroscience, along with the concept of neurogenesis gaining popularity from the 1980s. With the increased understanding of the human brain, neuroscience has recently shifted to the study of behavior. As a result, findings from neuroscience experiments are being applied to the real world by practitioners across different fields. Neuroscience is used, for example, in the treatment of diseases. Neuroscience is also used by criminal justice professionals to explain criminal behavior, as well as by marketers to design marketing and promotional strategies. In addition, neuroscience has found its way into organizations as part of the tools and techniques used by today's leaders. So, how does neuroscience relate to leadership? Increasingly, neuroscience is emerging as a useful tool for leaders in contemporary organizations. For example, the findings gathered from neuroscience studies help in structuring rewards, promoting creative thinking, and improving teamwork in physical and virtual teams in today's places of work. Over time, new knowledge in relation to neuroscience has led to the development of the concept of neuroleadership. This concept embraces the application of neuroscience teachings to organizational aspects such as leadership development, coaching, management training, and change management. Furthermore, the continued popularity of neuroscience has fueled numerous studies by researchers interested in learning more about the relevance of the concept at the workplace. To this end, neuroscience continues to inspire change in leadership practices by providing new ways of training, motivating, and managing employees. Human resources practitioners, for instance, are using findings from neuroscience studies to educate leaders about the need for positive working relationships with their employees. Neuroscience is closely related to leadership because of the insight it provides about human behavior. Usually, those in leadership roles are expected to attain organizational goals and objectives by inspiring and influencing their followers. This is not always easy because of the differences in people's needs, expectations, and beliefs. At the same time, intense competition solidifies the need for unique strategies that create a competitive advantage against rival organizations. Many leaders have established the critical role played by an organization's human resources. Those in leadership roles therefore strive to improve the competence of the workforce by enhancing employees' knowledge, skills, attitudes, and other attributes that could make them more competitive. One way of doing this is through training. Those in leadership roles are able to design appropriate programs that educate, motivate, and inspire the workforce because of this ability to understand the human brain. Sounds like neuroscience can have immense benefits to an organization, doesn't it? So how can neuroscience benefit the work setting? Well, one of the potential benefits of neuroscience at the workplace is the improvement of human relations. As we've mentioned previously, neuroscience ideally can help leaders build positive relationships with their employees while supporting the need for harmonious interactions at the workplace. This implies that insights from the discipline can be used to manage conflicts, improve teamwork, and enhance interprofessional collaboration. As a result, organizations can benefit from increased productivity, better quality of products and services, and higher employee morale. The friendly and favorable working environment associated with the absence of conflict could also motivate employees to stay in the job longer, leading to reduced turnover intent. This would in turn have a positive impact on the organization's bottom line by reducing expenses associated with staffing efforts. Neuroscience can also enhance leadership effectiveness. For instance, the discipline can encourage leaders to trust their instincts and follow their gut feelings during decision-making. This is because neuroscience supports the existence of gut feelings as part of the sensory responses connected to the nervous system. The implication is that neuroscience can help leaders make better decisions that would in turn improve working conditions and make work settings more favorable to employees. For example, it will be possible for leaders to increase employee autonomy by identifying individuals with the potential and preference for this. Like other organizations, higher education institutions such as colleges and universities could improve the quality of leadership decisions by using neuroscience, and thus allowing leaders to combine their instincts, unique experiences, and professional knowledge during decision-making. Neuroscience can benefit your work setting by increasing the use of neuroleadership. The concept of neuroleadership, as we've talked about previously, involves the application of neuroscience teachings and principles to leadership development, change management, training, and coaching. For example, neuroleadership can improve communication by shaping the nature of feedback given to employees. As we know, feedback triggers emotional responses in the recipients. Neuroscience can educate leaders to provide constructive feedback that would lead to positive change in recipients' behavior. Consequently, neuroscience can support the development of trust, increase employee retention, and lower negative emotions that could cause hostility in the workplace. With all these benefits, we can only hope that more organizations will embrace the concept in the coming years. Thank you for listening.